Hello and welcome to this edition of Bayou Time. I'm your host, Keith Whiteside, licensed clinical social worker with Terrebonne Home Care. Very glad you're joining us. However you may be joining us, we appreciate it. And you know, it's an exciting time of year when we can think about taking care of the kids, thinking about all of the different entities that make a difference, especially in this second very trying year as we kind of navigate through our second year post-Ida. We have a wonderful team with us today, and the reason is because they're a great team in making sure that our community is well represented. First, we have Sheriff Tim Saunier, Terrebonne Parish Sheriff's Office. Thanks so much for joining us, Tim.
Thank you, Keith.
We appreciate it. Sitting next to him, Mr. Mike Garner, the president of Archangel Music. Thanks, Mike. Thanks for being here.
Thanks, Keith.
We have District Attorney Joe Waits. Thanks for being here, Joe. We appreciate it. All right.
Thank you.
Sitting next to him, the Dr. John Navy. John is a former councilman and co-founder of the Mary Kappa Christmas Holiday Festival. John, tell us a little bit about this festival and how it was started. And I know this is the 12th annual. This is exciting.
Correct. Actually, we started this 12 years ago. As actually was co-founder. I say I'm a co-founder because it's not just John Navy. It was actually Alonda Williams, Dr. Alonda Williams, and also the DA, my good friend right here, Joe Waits.
Right.
We all got together with him, had a meeting in his office, and said we wanted to do something really significant for the community. So we got together and said we're going to start a toy and bike giveaway. So we got with local sponsors, local organizations, and we also got with Mr. Linwood Liner. At the time, Mr. Saunier was over there too, the sheriff now. Well,
right.
At the time, he was Mr. Saunier, but now he's the sheriff.
That's exactly right. From Mr. to Sheriff.
Correct, and he was there too, and he actually was one of the inspiration of why we wanted to do this to the community. After I saw what Linwood Liners were doing, and he actually had those toys, I think, in his garage area, and he was doing wonderful work. And him and Tim Saunier got together, Sheriff Saunier got together, and they were doing a lot of distribution. So that's when we decided also to say, look, let's try to partner together and do this for the community. Can you help me? And he said, John, I'll do anything you can help us. So he helped me and Londa Williams and Joe Waits go ahead and provide toys and bikes for the whole community. We started off at the Mechanicsville gym first, our first couple of years. Then it got larger. So I said, let's go to the East Homer gym. So we went to the East Homer gym. It got more larger. So we said, look, we can't hold this capacity anymore. Let's go to the Civic Center and make it for the whole community. So we did that with a lot of organizations coming together, a lot of businesses, and now we're probably, I'm understanding, we're the largest Bayou region toy and bike giveaway, giving away toys and bikes at the same time.
Right.
This year, we're looking at maybe over 300 to 400 bikes that we're going to be giving out.
Wow.
And hopefully a lot of toys that can be supplied by the Toys for Tots. They've been a big inspiration for us, and Sheriff Saunier has been wonderful working with us every year at the Civic Center. So this year, I'm hoping to be another large event, another successful event, but it would have not happened if it wasn't for the DA here, Joe Waits, actually, Dr. Williams, Alonda Williams, and Tim Saunier and Linwood Liner. These people are the foundation that brought this together to where we can make kids in this parish happy.
Right.
We can't, we tried our best to please everyone. We know we can't, but at least we got the opportunity to provide some hope for some kids that could get a bike and some toys.
Yeah.
And I just want to thank the sheriff. I want to thank Linwood Liner, Toys for Tots, Mr. Joe Waits here, and Dr. Williams for the wonderful work and support along with those businesses and organizations, parish government, the things that they have done to help me be successful with this program.
Well, you know, it's really interesting, John. You and I are men of many words. Joe Waits is a man of very few words, but this started with him saying yes, and that's a really good thing. So, Joe, thanks for saying yes.
Thank you, Keith. This was when we first started, we were a little nervous about it, having a giveaway like this, raising enough money, and I think the first year might have been 50 bikes, I don't know, and it's grown over the years through the work of everyone seated at this table to give away 300 to 400 bikes plus ton of toys that we give out. The sad part is that it's a very joyful event, but the sad part is that at the end of the line, some people won't get bikes, and it's just part of the deal.
Right.
It's just,
Yeah.
we wish we could do more. We're
Right.
doing our best to grow it every year. But it comes at a good time right now. It came at a good time last year because people are still struggling from COVID. They're still struggling from the aftermath of the hurricane, and so many different things that are going on. So people do not have the money. They don't have the means, the ability to give their kids a good Christmas.
Right.
This is a great way through everyone's contributions of coming together and making things happen for the children and making them smile. That's what it's all about.
And listen, we're gonna show some of the shots from last year, and it's important for you guys to be able to see that, to see the value of your work and what's been done. But you know, Mike, I know that they've included you, that you've been very involved in this, and it's really nice. So we appreciate you being here and being a part of that. You and John, part of the same organization that puts this together.
Yes, that's correct, Keith. We're part of Kappa Alpha Psi Fraternity Incorporated, the Houma Thibodeau chapter.
Right.
It's just been, this will be my first time at the event.
Right.
But I've always enjoyed being an assistance to our community. And we know that people have gone through many stressors with the hurricane and, you know, inflation and, you know, consumer type things. But I think this is a good time where we could hopefully alleviate some of the pressures and provide some joy.
Right.
You know, especially at this time of year. So it's a joyous time for me to even be a part of it. It's an honor, especially with my friend, the sheriff here, and my friend Joe Wakes here, and my brother over there, John Navy, the Dr. John Navy.
The Dr. John Navy. And, you know, Tim, one of those things that we're talked about for years, we talked about it with Linwood, you've pulled the reins, if you will, on being able to deliver toys. We want to start, we're going to ask you guys to stick around if that's right. Tim, we want to start with you in this next segment, because not only this event, but there's lots of other events going on. We know the Sheriff's Office is very involved, but we know you personally have stayed very involved as you've gone from the Tim Saunier to the Sheriff Tim Saunier. But Tim, we've got lots of other wonderful events that not only you and the Sheriff's Office, but our community has been very involved in.
Look, just about every function here during this time of year with the Toys for Tots, we support a lot of organizations.
Right.
And this particular giveaway is another one we've been supporting for years.
Right.
But we realize with the volunteers and the cadre of volunteers, I have probably 45, 50 volunteers as part of a staff during this time of year, and every year we get together like family.
Right.
But we realize we can, you know, during this process, from the toys we collect, from the toy drives, we can't, look, we have the means of getting them, but we need the help to get them out to the community. So we partner with a lot of organizations, such as the event we're going to be doing. Look, they help us tremendously.
Right.
Let us do what we do.
Right.
And let's partner with you, and y'all do what y'all do.
Yeah.
And it works out great because
They get to help distribute all the things
help,
that you're doing and collecting, right?
they definitely help distribute. And look, this is one of about 12 other organizations that we're going to be doing our distribution, but to the organizations so they can do their thing. So there's going to be 12 other events, but in the meantime is how do we get it? How do we do these things?
Right.
Give an example. I was in Bayou Board of Realtors today.
Okay.
Every year since I've been involved, they've always been graciously for their annual meeting, they sponsor the Toys for Tots event. And so every one of the members, over 500 members, brought a couple toys, and we loaded up like 3 truckloads this morning.
Like 1,000 toys and 3 truckloads, right?
But the thing is, it's all local organizations that understand the need, and they want to do their part in doing that work. They know, and like I told them, Mr. Linwood always said, in a Christmas morning, you smile, you put a smile on a child's face. We might not see it, but know in your heart, that's what we're doing, and that's the goal, and that's our mission.
Right.
Is to make sure a child on Christmas morning can smile and he got a toy for Christmas.
Right. Yeah. So let's talk about some of those other events. I mean, so there are lots of things going on. Share with us some of those things that you've been involved in.
Well, tonight at Peppers, from 5 o'clock to 8 o'clock, you can get a chance to take a picture with the Grinch.
Okay.
And we're going to ask some people to bring in a brand new unwrapped toy, and that's a particular event on.
And that's 5 to 8.
That's 5. And December 9th, at the Civic Center, they're going to be doing a grand finale at the Civic Center for collecting some toys there.
Okay.
And December 10th on West Side Walmart from 8 o'clock to 2 o'clock, we're doing the toy drive there. We're still taking applications, and the need is there. And we're taking applications and any overflows, and we're continuing to determine the need. But on December 17th is our big day with all the volunteers, where we're actually distributing everything to the other organizations to get them out to the community.
Right.
And then all of my volunteers get to go do their personal Christmas shopping then.
Okay.
So that's why we like to get it out at least 8 to 9 days before Christmas, so we can transition to taking care of our own thing.
Okay.
But what I'd like to commend this year, and when I started as me and Mr. Linwood, back in the day, we had about 15, 20 retailers, and we'd go different retailers. Right now, there's over 100 plus retail stores in Terrebonne Parish that want boxes that are supporting an organization.
And they're welcoming people to be able to drop off as
They're
drop-off
welcome
centers,
as
right?
drop-off retail stores that sell toys. They all, and it's unbelievable how this thing has grown over the years. But what we've seen over the years is there's been a slow increase in the need. Hurricane Ida, and if you look at the couple of years, and we talked about Ida, but if you look at the year prior to Hurricane Ida, we distributed roughly about 7,000 toys to the community,
7,000.
and that's Terrebonne Parish.
During COVID.
During COVID.
Right?
After COVID, after Hurricane Ida, it went from 7,000 to 9,000.
An increase of 2,000 right after
And I'm not
the
talking
most
about
destructive
toys.
hurricane ever
I'm talking
hit.
about children.
Children that were
2,000
served.
children.
Right.
From about 7,000 to 9,000 children. In the parish.
Wow.
And the collections were up, and I mean, they always had that fear, and we have the ability to raise money. We have the ability to collect the toys.
Right.
And we have resources where that money goes a long way, where we can buy more toys, that we reach more people. But the organization, I mean, as far as my volunteers and everybody involved, look, the volunteers range from nurses to teachers. It's a whole wide variety of volunteers in Terrebonne Parish.
Right.
I call them really, they're the elves. They're the real elves.
The real elves, huh? Okay, so you guys are all kind of Santas, in your own area, in your own venue. Y'all are Santas, and y'all got lots of elves, and that's a good thing. The good news is the rest of the community, those are the angels. Because the angels are the people that are really stepping up. And I love the idea that you can go into 100 plus stores or so, buy a new unwrapped toy, and donate it on their way out. That's an awesome idea. Or they can just drive up and donate it.
And we've been called by retail stores like, hey, the boxes are full, can you come empty them?
Right.
And that's a good problem to have.
That's a wonderful
and
problem.
we do that. But look, with the community, the retails that want to support it, and all of the volunteers and everybody that's participating, that make sure these events, it makes it very difficult without the community and everybody involved in supporting it.
Dr. John, let's go to you a little bit. This has been something you guys have worked on for 12 years. It's grown for the last 12 years. As Tim mentioned, an exciting growth. Amazing that we've been able to grow through COVID. Amazing we've been able to grow through Ida. But let's talk a little bit about this event this year.
Well, this year will be, like I said, our 12th annual toy and bike giveaway. And I said earlier, the largest Bayou Region toy and bike giveaway in the Bayou Region. It would not be possible if it wasn't for these local providers and leaders of this parish, and also the businesses that donated the money to make this happen. And Toys for Tots, I can tell you this, Chef Sonia has been fantastic providing those toys to that event. And without him and his organization, a lot of this would not be possible. So that's a blessing to what he's doing. Also with Mr. Waits and his organization, his agency, that's helping us and assist us with make sure these donors actually provide to us and assist us with these bikes. It's been phenomenal. So we're looking for another outstanding year, and hopefully we could carry this on for the next 10 years, 15 years, 20 years, 30 years, and make it larger and larger, one of the largest ones in the state, hopefully. But
that would be the
partnership with the Toys for Tots and Sheriff Charnier has been wonderful experience for us to be blessed to be able to give these children a really good Christmas.
Yeah, so Jen, put that flyer up. I want to be able to share with people. It's a beautiful flyer. So very, very glad. It is the 12th annual Mary Kappa Alpha Psi Holiday Festival. It will take place Saturday, December 17th at the Barry P. Von Civic Center parking lot. And of course, that is over on Civic Center Boulevard in Houma. It's from 12 to 4. And I know you guys are going to be giving away bikes and toys for 4 straight hours. We know the lines start much sooner than 12 o'clock. People are going to be out doing that. Again, it's going to be 1 bike per vehicle, and that's while supplies last. And Joe, you mentioned one of those things that I want to commend everybody. We would love to be able to give a bike to every single child, But man, over the last few years, we've been giving out bikes.
There's no doubt about it, and it's a great feeling just to see the joy that it brings. One thing I would like to do at this time is to reach out to. There are a lot of folks in the community that say, I don't know what to do for Christmas. I'm not sure. This is a non-exclusive event. We want to bring them in. If you would like to be part of our event, help us give back. We want this thing to grow. We think we have the mechanism and the ability to spread it evenly across the parish to all different children of different
Race, color, creed, age,
whatever,
doesn't matter.
Whatever.
Right?
It's very
Everybody.
important. And right now, I invite all those that may want to say, hey, this is a good thing. I want to get involved. Give us a call. Any one of us up here.
Right.
We're easy to reach. We will be happy to do that. Another thing I'd like to shout out to two people that have been really involved in this. Parish President Dove has been
Yes.
actively involved, and he's done he brings a lot to the table, and we thank him for everything he's done. He's there every year at the toy giveaway. Steve Ponville and that whole group, they're there helping, and we appreciate that help.
Yeah.
Next, there's one individual that has helped. I think he gave 50 bikes this year. Cameron Neal over at DeSales Firearms.
Yeah.
He is committed to give on his own.
Wow.
Give a ton of bikes, and
Wow.
so we thank Cameron for being involved and helping this thing be as big as it's gotten. And
Yeah.
we want to make it bigger. We
Sure.
want to help the kids, and we want to make more happy kids at Christmas. And if we can do that, the more smiles, the merrier.
I like it. I like it. And Mike, being a part of this first year, tell me your anticipation and your excitement. I know with your brother John, it's important. Y'all have partnered together for a long time, but doing this with him and with this wonderful group, tell me your thoughts about that.
Well, for me, it's huge in a couple of different aspects. The Toys for Tots program always holds a dear part to my heart because it was something it basically come about by the United States Marine Corps, which
Yes,
is a brotherhood that both I and the sheriff both share.
And thank you all again for your services.
Yes, sir. And just the mere fact of giving back to the community is something that, is often overlooked.
Right.
But here in the Bayou region, I can say, having traveled not only throughout the country, but throughout the world, we have hearts in this area. Which is demonstrated by the companies that donate,
Yep.
the people who volunteer, and just the overall air of what we have here. No matter what we've gone through, we still always find a way to think about those less fortunate.
And those that need the help.
And that's for me, that's huge.
Yeah, well, we're glad you're a part of it, and again, we appreciate your service as well. We appreciate the people on this panel, but again, I want to be able to let people know. Jen, put that flyer up one more time, and again, we know Sheriff Tim Sonia and all the things that he's done, and we've certainly let him be able to know and appreciate that, and all it doesn't happen without each of you and the pieces that you put together. Again, the 12th Annual Mary Kappa Alpha Psi Holiday Festival take place Saturday, December 17th. Barry P. Vaughan Valance Civic Center, 12 to 4, come out of one bike per every vehicle, and they'll be giving toys away because of the wonderful donations from the community through Toys for Tots that Linwood and Tim have done for so many years. And so, John, final thoughts as we close the show, if you don't mind.
No, I just want everybody to have a Merry Kappa Christmas, okay?
Okay. All right. Very good. I like it. I appreciate that. Joe, last thought?
Same thing. We hope we reach out to as many kids as we can to make them happy. Tough times, tough situations, and we want to do our best to give back to the community.
Very good. Mike, you were able to share those things as well?
Yes, sir. And in the interest of safety, I'd ask that people stay in their vehicles.
Right.
No walk-ups, and that way it'll go faster.
Final thoughts, Tim?
And look, I wish everybody a very blessed Christmas. I think every one of us up here say we're blessed.
Yep.
And we're blessed, and we can just
Share that.
share it.
Put it forward.
Bring it out there to our community because they deserve it.
Absolutely. Gentlemen, thank you so much for joining us. Be a wonderful event this year, even bigger next year. All right, guys, that will do it for this particular segment here on Bayou Time. Don't go anywhere. Like my local programming here on HTV.